Hey guys, Programming Made Easy here, and in this fourth Learn Java from Scratch tutorial, we are going to talk about operators, and we are specifically going to talk about math and arithmetic operators, but we're also going to go over the assignment operator, which we've been using to define variables as well. Okay, so let's just start off with that assignment operator that I was just talking about. So when we create any type of variable, right? So let's maybe just create some sort of integer. We'll call it x, right? And we're going to have it equal 5. All right. So when we do this, when I say equal, really I'm saying x is assigned to the value of 5. This is our assignment operator here. So on an operator, you usually have what are called operands. So usually when you're using an operator, you will have two operands, one on either side of the operator. Okay. So let's do some other cool little math stuff here. So let's make another variable. We're going to call it y, and we'll have it equal 11, right? Okay, so then let's create a variable sum. And here we're going to use the addition operator. So the addition operator, like you guys would think, it's just the plus. Okay, so, oh, oopsies, x plus y, I did x plus 11. Sorry, that was the value of y, funny. Okay, so then we can just output that to the screen, right? We can just output that sum. And so then we'll see out to the screen what we think, 16, right? Because 5 plus 11 is 16. And then if we were just to do, just output our normal variables to the screen, we see that this will print 5. Yep. Okay. So that's the addition, right? So what about maybe we'll make some more variables here. We'll do the multiplication. So call it multiply, or actually we'll call it product. And it's going to be x times y. So to do the times, we use the star operator, and this will achieve multiplication. So this will achieve 5 times 11, or it should print out 55. So first one will print out sum, the second one will print out our product. And as we see, 55, just like we expected. Okay, so we can make then maybe we'll change these numbers a little bit so they divide a little bit easier. So we'll do 10 and 5, and we'll do call this the quotient, and it'll equal y divided by x. And to do division, we do the slash. And then if we're going to print it out, you can do the same thing, s out, and then of our quotient. And now we're going to see 10 plus 5 is 15, 10 times 5 is 50, and 10 divided by 5 is 2. Okay, now there's one more operator I want to go over. Oh, well, besides the obvious, we'll call this the difference operator. So y minus x here, and then we'll do print the difference. So the difference, then we should see a 5 output at the bottom, which we do. Okay, awesome. So the last operator I do want to talk about is called modulus. Now modulus takes the remainder. So if we're gonna, let's create something called modulus, and it's gonna equal y mod x. We're going to S out the modulus. So when we do this, we're going to see that it actually returns 0, right? Because there's no remainder. Because we're going to do y mod x. Okay, so what if we do x mod y? See what happens here. We're going to see a 5, right? Because it can't divide it. So it's going to be the whole number. Something interesting to note. Okay, so if we then let's do something else, right? Something that doesn't divide so easy. So maybe let's go back to that example of 11 and 5, right? We'll do y mod x again, and as we see now, 1 comes out because that's the remainder, because 5 goes into 11 2 times with the remainder of 1. Therefore, our modulus value is 1. Okay, so those are the different arithmetic operators that I wanted to go over associated with math and the assignment operator. Now I'd like to talk to a little bit about increment, operators used to increment things. So this could be like we want to maybe we have some sort of counter and we want to increment it, or we have a sum and we want to increment it, or maybe the amount of people in a store or something. We just need to increment some sort of variable. So in that case, all you have to do is just do type the variable that you're gonna increment, and then we're gonna do a plus plus. And so that's gonna say after this line is executed, we're gonna increment this value by 1. So if I show you guys what happens here, I'm just gonna erase all of this stuff except for the sum. And so if I show you how this works here, we're going to do S out sum plus plus, right? So this will give us the normal sum, and then we're going to S out the sum again. So this first time, because it's a post increment, it should just output our normal thinking or our normal sum of 16, but then this next time it should give us something different, right? And there we see it increments after the line is executed. So that's the post increment. Now if you want to change this, we can do a pre-increment as well. So now we're going to see they both print out 17 because it increments that variable before the line is executed. Okay, so that's something pretty handy. You can do post increments, pre increments. You can also do decrements. So we could add 1 and then subtract 1. So then we did essentially the opposite. Okay. So that goes over pre and post increments and decrements. We can also do things if we wanted to add to a variable, right? We could do some sort of thing here like x equals 5 and then x plus equals another 5, right? So then essentially x is getting reassigned to another value, but it's being added from the old value because we're doing this plus equals. So it's going to take whatever our old value was and it's going to add this new value on the other side of the operator. So then we see our values 21. Okay. So you can also do this type of thing with multiplication. So it'd be times equals 5 or minus equals 5. Or divided by and equals 5. So, I mean, it essentially, all of these mathematical operators can be applied in the same way. It's very handy and very useful. I believe that covers everything in the operators video that we need to go over. Stay tuned for conditional statements and getting into more logical operators in the next video. Thank you.